Welcome back to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Gulseth.
We've been chatting about the $1 Million Life Match, and today we get to learn from one of the congregations participating in the Match program. Joining us today, the Reverend Scott Heitshusen. He is pastor at Lifebridge Community Church in Sealy, Texas. Pastor, welcome to the Coffee Hour.
Thanks so much for having me. I love being here.
We'd love to learn about Lifebridge Community Church and why affirming life is so important to you and the saints of your congregation.
Well, that's an interesting question, and I'd almost turn that around and say, why wouldn't it be important to the life of the saints? We are created in God's image, Imago Dei, and so if we are created in God's image, then it's important. If it's important to Him, it should be important to us.
So what is this community of Sealy, Texas like? Where, first of all, where is Sealy, Texas?
Geography of Texas.
Is a large place.
Good point. We are about 40 miles due west of Houston. So in the southern part of Texas, and definitely a rural area. The population, a little over 7,000, a growing area. I-10 goes through and it is expanding, and it's been a construction project for a while. So people are kind of moving out here so that they can commute into Katy and Houston.
Okay, that I know where Houston is, so that is
we were
helpful.
just there.
You were just there, so probably for the National Youth Gathering, I imagine.
Yep. Yeah. So what are the needs of this community around you in Sealy?
Well, being a rural area and a rural community, certainly poverty is ever present, although does not affect us as much as some other rural areas. But food is a huge issue. We have a food pantry that was kicked out of their location in downtown Sealy during the pandemic because it wasn't safe enough for them. So Lifebridge, our sanctuary, is a converted warehouse with roll-up doors and concrete floors and whatnot. So they have been operating out of our since about May of 2020. Now they're looking for a new place, but every Wednesday there's a line of cars, and the number of people they've served has just skyrocketed. It seems more and more each week. In fact, before it opens every Wednesday for distribution, we have in front of our church a line of cars literally about a half a mile long or so of people waiting to get through. So that's the type of need that is going on in our community and our situation.
So how do the saints of Lifebridge get involved and help meet those needs? What are the ways that people, the members of your congregation, get involved, and help meet those needs?
Yeah, several of our members are not only members of the Sealy Food Pantry, but they're leaders of it. So we have several of our folks that are involved and come up here on Wednesday and set up and hand out the food, and several of them who are volunteers at the Pregnancy Center as well. And the Pregnancy Center, their offices are also located on Lifebridge's site. So my office and I'm the only full-time employee at Lifebridge. We have a couple part-time employees that they have offices here, and the rest of the office space is all for the Pregnancy Center. They've outgrown that. And so we have quite a bit of land here. And so we said, hey, look, we have land, you need space. Why don't we work something out? So they've built a new building that they're going to be moving into in about 2-3 weeks. And it's right across the way here, still on our site. So we have a lot of our folks that are members who are volunteers at both the Pregnancy Center and the pantry and other places and needs in town too. But those are the primary ones that we have a lot of our folks involved in.
Who are some of the people that you've been able to help through these different?
It really runs the gamut. I couldn't specify specific because there really is no template, especially since the pandemic. And looking at the pantry and the Pregnancy Center, just the needs have just skyrocketed. Just to give you an idea, for the Pregnancy Center, when they started here in 2016, they were serving 56 unique clients. They did 439 classes and had 304 appointments. In 2021, they served 205 unique clients, 1,581 classes, and 2,652 appointments. And this last year, 187 clients, 4,080 classes, and 2,650 appointments. So it's just skyrocketed in number. And the same thing is true at the pantry. Now, the number of people that they have had to serve now since the pandemic has just skyrocketed. So it's just to be able to come alongside and be the eyes and ears, the hands and the feet of Christ in those situations has just been tremendous. And I should say that the director of our pregnancy center is also a member of Lifebridge.
So the saints of Lifebridge are really invested in the community and care about the community by serving in these ways, whether it's through the food pantry or the pregnancy center. Tell us more about the ways that the pregnancy center is serving the needs of people in the community. You mentioned classes and other ways. Tell us a little bit more about those specific ways that the pregnancy center is providing that.
Yeah. So when someone thinks that they are pregnant, we have pregnancy tests available. In fact, they have an ultrasound machine. We are between technicians right now. We lost our recent technician, but the new building will also have that. And we think that's important because when they see the child that's in their womb, it makes a huge difference, because some of these ladies and gentlemen, the ones who accompany them, and we always encourage that, some of them are coming in abortion vulnerable or abortion minded, and to give them, surround them with that unconditional love, but then to be able to say, hey, look, here's a picture of your unborn child, and to be able to come alongside them. We provide at the pregnancy center, and I'm on the board there as well. They provide everything that child and parent will need from 0 up to 36 months. So until they're 3 years old, and that includes not just, regular diapers and formula, it includes clothing, it includes strollers, it includes car seats, you name it. Anything that they need from donations that we get, we provide. And the way that they get a lot of these things is that they take these classes, and it might be on things like nutrition, on parenting, on discipline, on finances, on all of those types of things. They take these classes, and then they earn what's called mommy bucks or daddy dollars. And then they can take those and go to the store, and we might have a onesie for, 25 cents, 50 cents or whatever. And they can go in and they can shop and they can pick out these things. So it encouraged them to come back and take more classes, grow in their understanding, grow in their learning of how to be a parent and all these things, and then get the things that they need. Now, some of these clients that come are mandated by CPS. Their child has been taken away from them, and they need to go through these classes and go through this program to get their child back. It has been quite successful with us as well. In fact, the state really loves it when they come here, because they know that they're going to get some good teaching, good supplies, good programs, and we share back and forth with each other on how things are going and what's going on with the clients. And the clients get a release beforehand so that that's allowed. But we provide all that they need. And the number of donations that have come in is just staggering. The people, we have Trinity Lutheran Church down the road. They do diaper drives for us. So we have other churches, Methodist churches and stuff, providing different things. We had a church from Katy came in with several gift cards for our ladies just this morning. There's usually stuff that's dropped off that needs to be gone, clothing. In the new building, there's going to be a little boutique Dress for Success program. So if some of the young ladies, if they need to go and interview for a job and they don't have clothing for it, we'll provide that so that they can get an outfit for themselves. They can try it on. They can go and take it with them and keep it. We'll have computers there for them in case they need to apply for a job and they don't have those facilities. So we really try to just come alongside them and love on them and teach them how to love on their child and stuff too. So part of that is in counseling, and part of it is just listening and just being there, being the love of God.
So many great opportunities for these young women who are in need of help, and you're able to provide that for them. That is just wonderful. How is the LCMS $1 Million Life Match helping you do all of this work, helping you care for your neighbors in these services?
Yeah, well, some of those monies are going directly to that new building, and what's going to allow us to over triple the number of clients that we see. So I don't have the breakdown explicitly of what those dollars are going to be used for in the new center. I have that on some paper somewhere, but it's going towards providing even more for more. And it's just been a tremendous blessing. Lifebridge, our church, we set aside 15% of everything that comes in, goes back out into the community. We divide that quarterly to go to between local, state, national, and international. And when this opportunity for the Life Grant came up, we provided a quarter of giving towards that so that it could be matched right away. And then that was just a huge blessing to be able to increase the impact that Lifebridge was already giving to them by this $1 million grant, to be able to just say, hey, here's some ways that more people can learn about the value of life, the value of people, and the love of God. And I should also say that our director, she's graded this. If you bring in like a bulletin from a church service or something, that goes towards a certain amount of mommy bucks and daddy dollars. So you can even bring that in. And, we pray with our clients. I've counseled some of the clients that have gone through some difficulties in their relationships. They're referred over to me, and I'm happy to do that. So it's a great partnership and relationship. And, the monies from the LCMS just increase that.
Our guest today, the Reverend Scott Heitshusen. He's pastor of Lifebridge Community Church in Sealy, Texas, and they are recipient of a grant from the $1 Million Life Match. Pastor Heitshusen, thanks so much for being our guest on the Coffee Hour and sharing this great story of how you've been able to serve in your community.
Truly my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
You've been listening to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Gulseth.
The Coffee Hour with Andy and Sarah is a production of KFUO. To support the Coffee Hour and KFUO Radio, visit KFUO.org. You can also text KFUO to 41444 or send an email to gifts@KFUO.org. And you can call us at 800-844-0524. KFUO. Christ for you, anytime, anywhere.